Please subscribe.
Today's an exciting one for me. It's been 186 days since I discharged from Halvard Johnson in Panoka, and we're back here with two of my favorite ladies. We'll go with that one. We have Sarah, who's a physiotherapist and got me walking again, and Jolene, who is a psychometrist. So we got brain and body.
That works.
Basically,
That works.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, brain and brawn.
Sure.
There you go.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is a psychometrist?
Ooh, throw
Yeah.
out that hard one.
It's not something people hear about.
No, it's not. It's very niche. Technically, it means I measure psychological functioning. So in this setting, I am assessing changes in attention, memory, problem solving, that sort of thing, and comparing it to what we expect someone would have been functioning at before an injury, and then comparing to like what they are right now when we do the assessment. So in the rehab setting.
Right. So is that difficult then? Because not knowing where the individual was previously?
It takes a lot of legwork. We do a lot of assumptions on where someone would be pre-existing,
Right.
based on like age, education, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, and we just kind of put it on like a bell curve with norms that we have. So we expect someone of like things to be like between this point and this point, and then we measure where you were when you were here compared to where we thought you would have been prior.
Right. Based on averages.
It's
then.
we compare current functioning to an average. Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Please subscribe.
Does that make it challenging? Not because everyone's so different, right?
Yeah, we definitely have to make that assumption that everyone is at average unless we know otherwise.
Right.
So if someone is, like if English is someone's second or third language, we would drop what their average would be pre-existing because we would expect it to be a little bit lower because they're not a first language English speaker.
Right.
If we know someone that has a pre-existing mental health diagnosis or a pre-existing learning disability, that kind of changes where the average is.
Okay.
But yeah, for the most part, we assume like you're right at the top of that bell curve in that average range prior to the injury.
And then what do you do with that information?
Oh boy. So,
You can use me as an example. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's different for everybody. What we did with you was we spent a couple weeks like assessing in detail, like where is your memory at, like the day of. So we did it like a month before you left, I think.
Yeah.
So what was that, 7 months ago? We assessed your memory and we assessed your attention and we assessed your ability to read language, understand language, your ability to interpret like visual images without words attached to them, and kind of put it all together. Everything we assessed twice. So we assess your attention twice, your memory twice, and because that we should have everything be the same. If we have like two really wildly different scores in like memory, for example, then we would do a third one to make sure that we have like accurate data. And then we kind of plot it out on a graph, we plop it on top of that averages, and we say, okay, this is within where we thought it would be, and this is slightly lower than we expected he was pre-injury, or this is better than we assumed he would have been, all those sorts of things. You personally were like still right within that average range, which means that either the injury did not affect your cognition a lot, or it means that it did, but you were above average before.
Let's go with that one.
Let's go with that one? Okay, so Shane was above average before. The injury put him down to exactly average.
I love it.
Okay. But what that means is for anything coming forward, like if you have any like life insurance or disability paperwork or anything like that, or anything like CPPD that you need funding for like to get the funding to not have to go back to work, it's the testing that we do is a really good safety net for that, and it can show this person is able to function independently but not to the extent of where they were before. We don't want them to go to work, blah blah blah. That was not the case with you. You go ahead and go back to work. I mean, retire if you want, but I'm not concerned about you
Wouldn't that
running
be nice?
payroll for anybody.
Right, okay, good.
But sometimes it's like a huge shift, and sometimes we have to go, oh, no, this person cannot safely go back to work, or this person cannot safely make these, like, say, financial decisions, things like that, or this person won't remember to take their medications. Like, it'll be like we can apply the results from that test to like life functional situations.
So then when you have this information and now you have a pretty good picture of the individual at that point in time, is there therapy that's then applied to?
If we notice like a big drop in an area, ideally we would have been working in those areas before doing the assessment.
Right.
Because the assessment's not really, like, we don't do it at the day of admission.
Right.
Okay, so ideally we would have seen, let's say someone has a bit of an attention problem while they're in physio walking. So that's something that Sarah would bring to my attention, and then I'd go, okay, let's target the areas of attention.
Right.
And we would hopefully work on that. So by the time we do the testing, we've, not that it would have like, it wouldn't have improved enough to peak, but hopefully we're on that path of building that skill to get better.
Right.
If it shows up in the testing and it wasn't something that we knew before, then absolutely we would be targeting it at that point. We usually have a pretty good idea before the testing if there's any like red flags of those areas that have been impacted by the injury. The testing is often what gets the buy-in from the clients here, and they go, oh, okay, maybe you're right, that test was really hard and maybe I do have problems in that area.
Oh yeah, okay.
So not that it really affects the therapy that we do, but it affects the motivation for the person receiving the therapy.
And I guess the acceptance of the disability, right? The severity of it? Yeah. We did an episode on the stroke lottery, right? All the different varieties of disabilities that a stroke can cause. And I was just reading a post yesterday from somebody, a woman that was having a real tough time because she lost cognition. And she said she would trade that for a body any day.
Well, and I think that's hard on two fronts, right? Because physical disabilities you can see and others can see. Cognitive disabilities aren't always visible.
Right.
Yeah. So you're in the grocery store and you're walking fine, but you have some cognitive deficits. You're not going to be maybe assisted like you need versus someone who can't walk around the store.
Totally.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. And I was guilty of that when I was here as well, because we'd see people come into the unit and I was like, man, that person shouldn't even be here. He's eating all the good chicken. And you know who I'm talking about. Yeah. But yeah, you just don't know, right? It's not obvious then.
Yeah. I often have the clients here say that, like, when they're in ICU and acute care, there's 3 things that they notice right away, and it's their ability to walk, their ability to talk, and their ability to move one of their arms.
Right.
Anything after that, they don't usually even realize that there's been a change at all until they've been here, which is like their sometimes 3rd, sometimes even 4th facility that they've been to, and it's months after the injuries happened.
Yeah. And us as patients / survivors, we always look at our disabilities and compare it to others, just like that woman did in that post the other day. And when I first read it, I thought, you're crazy. Like, why would you want to lose half your body? And then the more I thought about it, like, man, that's a huge weight to carry if your brain isn't working and you forget things, and especially with speech as well, like, tough. That aphasia is brutal. And that, do you guys watch that Let's Talk Stroke with Jerry Wald? Yeah, isn't he great?
I've seen it, yeah.
Yeah. So he struggles with that. And he's like 15 years. So it's not something that just fixes either. And he's the same with the body, like, it just takes time, right? So then when you're going through these tests, the tests, I know for myself, I was pretty nervous. Like, as nervous as Sarah being on camera.
True.
So that must affect results as well. Is that why you do the 2 and even 3 sometimes?
That is part of why we do 2. We also look at like variances in like time of day, and if this task is like, let's say we're looking at memory, but this one is more verbal and this one's more visual. Like we can, like we want to make sure that we're covering everything. We want to be all encompassing it. But yeah, being nervous is huge, which is also part of why we don't do the testing when you first come in. We try to build that rapport, right? By the time I did the testing with you, I hope you felt like you could ask me anything and let me know when you were nervous about it.
Especially with those classes you put on.
Yeah. How many times did I tell you, don't compare yourself to other people, Shane? No
Several.
two strokes are the same. By the time you came into my office to do this 2 weeks worth of hard testing, you were comfortable with me. I wasn't some doctor in a lab coat testing you like a guinea pig. It was me helping you to figure out where we were at and where we needed to go.
So then when people are going through this, like I know for myself, you were very hesitant on telling me how I did, which stressed me out, right? I want to know. So
we try not to tell you until it's all done, and then we have a clear picture. And I mean, I can say like things like, you worked really hard on this, or you did well on this task, but I'm not going to be like, oh, you got 12 out of 15, or you really screwed up that one. I'm not going to say that to you because I don't want that to affect your next day's testing either. And I want to be able to give you 100% clear results and not like a mix up of, well, you did okay on this and terrible on that and kind of okay over there. Like I want to be able to explain everything to you at once.
So then there's the mental health aspect of it. Is there a connection there as well?
Absolutely. Yeah, we work really closely together. Yeah, we want to keep you comfortable. We don't we know it's going to be a little nerve-wracking to do the testing, and some people get really stressed out about it more so than others, but we don't want it to be so stressful that it's impacting your other therapies here and other things you're doing throughout the day. If you're stressed in my office, I can manage that. But if you leave my office and you're still stressed and you go work with Sarah, that's affecting your physio. So I don't want to make it too hard for you.
And then when people then start accepting the fact, wow, this is worse than I thought it was, like you have to deal with a lot of emotions then, right?
A lot of emotions, which is why we have a mental health therapist.
Please subscribe.
That is actually usually the catalyst for a lot of people to start seeing mental health therapy, because then they realize, okay, this is more than I thought it was.
Like again, with the physical, we know right away. As soon as we try getting out of the truck to take a pee, we know.
And you fall over.
Oh yeah. That's another story. And it was me, not these two.
I appreciate that clarification.
The testing with physio is very similar too, though, the measuring, right?
Yeah, so at admission,
Range.
we definitely did a full kind of encompassing test, right? We looked at your range of motion, your coordination, your strength, your eye-head coordination, right? Because sometimes there's vestibular or visual impacting to your mobility. We looked at, what else did we look at? We look at your gait. If you're walking, we might look at your sitting balance, your standing balance. We have standardized outcome measures, kind of like psychometrists would do, like your bird balance test.
She was going to say psychometrist.
I almost did.
I also accept therapizer.
Therapizer, okay, good. I like that one.
Yeah. So we did one of the standard measures we did throughout your stay was your Berg balance test. So we did it at admission. We tracked it throughout. It showed us kind of when you were ready to be walking on your own and your progress. I like sometimes those standardized ones that we don't do all the time to kind of supplement what I see visually, because it allows us to not to have my bias necessarily involved in sometimes the decision making of knowing, okay, no, it's not just, what we're doing in sessions. These tests are supporting these next decisions for mobility, because grading the risk of your mobility and your independence is something we have to do on a regular basis as you move forward. We want to increase independence, but we want to mitigate risk, because as you know, falls can definitely impact
so many things.
Progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, probably more psychologically than
Yeah.
physically.
Yeah.
Because I really haven't got hurt that bad falling.
Well, your knee, your knee.
Yeah, scratched it up a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So we dealt with some little injuries from falls, from kind of probably taking risks sooner than maybe we're ready for, like his truck story. He can fill you in on that one. But we had to like kind of do it in the right way, right? So that you gain the confidence, because if you fall right away too, as soon as I set you independent walking, that's going to blow your confidence and make you scared of walking too sometimes if you really hurt yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, it can just stop progress for people, right? For myself, it didn't affect me that bad, but the most recent one did. That one was hard for me to stomach.
Yeah.
And I think it's just being in public was the worst part of it.
Yeah.
The humility of it.
Yeah. And I think there either could be that psychological or the actual physical injury, right? You hit your head again.
Yeah.
And you can have more injury.
And I'm back here.
And you're back.
Worse than the first time.
Yeah?
Usually.
Is it? Second one's worse than the first?
Compounds it.
Because I remember you saying 20% more likelihood of having a stroke if you've already had one.
Yeah, roughly 20%.
Crazy, hey?
The average person has a 10% chance with not looking at any other risk factors like health or whatever. And if your only risk factor is a pre-existing stroke, that likelihood jumps up to 20%.
Doubles.
It doubles.
Yeah.
And then plus if you have any other health conditions like sleep apnea, diabetes, smoking, they're all things that are going to add to that as well.
Right.
Yeah.
What kind of stroke do you want?
I don't want a stroke. A nice TIA. Have it just clear on its own in an hour. $100 grand.
How about you, Sarah?
I haven't really thought about the type of stroke, but I think I would, for someone who does physical recovery, I think I would choose the ability to speak and eat over walk.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
I think from a quality of life perspective, that socialization, around a dinner table is so huge in our culture.
Yeah.
I think for me, even though I love physical activities and it would probably devastate me not to walk, I think
Sarah's an athlete.
In seeing it, I think I would choose that first.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
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 When I was here, Sarah was designing her house, and she's designing it to not be able to move well.
It is going to be accessible.
I don't blame her. I bought my house and it's a 2-story. I've told you this.
Yeah,
we bought a
mine too.
2-story house and we looked at it. We loved the yard. We loved the ground floor. And I looked at my husband and I said, if one of us has a stroke, we can't renovate this. We have to move.
Yeah.
And our realtor could not believe that I would say something so morbid.
Yeah. Well, it happens, right?
Yeah.
And I think because of where we work, we see every day how inaccessible homes are.
Yeah.
So when you first left the hospital, you didn't go to your house for the first visit.
No.
Because of accessibility.
Yeah.
We first, I think it was your cousin?
Yeah.
Yeah. In order to get out of the hospital, like to take that step, but the front entry steps, the stairs made it a lot more difficult for you to get home right off the get-go.
Definitely.
Yeah. And so
getting to the bedroom.
Yeah, and so when you see that every day with multiple people, I think it's in the forefront of your mind.
Absolutely.
Bungalows are good.
We love a bungalow.
Yeah. And most city homes are stairs.
Yeah.
Right? They're those townhomes and
townhouses and like a 4-level split. Those are the worst.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that they are like a risk factor for stroke. If you have a 4-level split, it's more likely because that seems to be all we get here.
Yeah. So I think it's just always in the forefront of our mind, like what would make this easier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What other changes do you make to your life based on your knowledge of strokes and working here?
I think lifestyle and activity.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think you say I'm an athlete. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I like to live an active life, and I think that helps mitigate the risk of a stroke.
I am very aware of any like familial health conditions that I have, like anything that could be hereditary, and I do everything I can to prevent that happening.
Right.
Like if like family history of like high cholesterol and high blood pressure, I do everything I can to make it less likely that that will happen to me.
Right.
Like I'm really careful with, now don't get me wrong, like I love my treats, but I'm careful with what I eat because I know that like both my parents have high cholesterol, so I'm going to try not to have that happen to me at the same age that it happened to them.
Yeah. And with all the people that you see coming in here, like, do you think that those decisions have contributed to the majority of them? Like the health decisions?
I would say a majority, but I don't, like we still have people come in that have zero risk factors. And we do see a lot of people that are not stroke, that they're like traumatic event injuries. So taking that group out and looking purely at stroke, I would say the majority of them have some sort of underlying health condition, whether it be high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, a history of smoking and drinking. Like there's usually some additional risk factor beyond just being unlucky.
Yeah. There's a small portion of stroke survivors who just had really poor genetics, like very young, didn't have the lifestyle risk factors, but the majority, I would say, do.
Yeah.
I think as a patient, some of the more severe ones, in my opinion, were probably caused from drug overdose.
Yeah.
Like brutal.
Well, those ones tend to impact the entire brain and not just one part of it.
Okay, that's why.
A stroke more often will be your
One
physical
area,
abilities, your language abilities, your cognition.
Right.
Like it's more.
It's focal.
Thank you. That's the word. It's more focal, and drug overdose is more. It's
global.
Thank you. Global. Line.
What a great team.
Yeah, like it can hit every single lobe.
Yeah.
And not always every single lobe, but like the chances of it hitting more than just one small part, almost a guarantee.
Just wipe them all out.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah.
So then, I guess my next question is where all of our questions go kind of lean towards, for the survivor aspect, is recovery. Right? I know for me, like I just wanted to walk again.
And that's most people's goal.
Yeah.
If I ask a person who just comes in on day one, what do you want to accomplish here? Global question.
99%.
99% will say, I want to walk.
Yeah.
Not
Right?
1% already do.
Right.
Right?
They didn't lose that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's not necessarily an unreasonable goal. I think for certain clients, you have to just target things differently, right? So for some people, they're starting at a point where they just need to learn how to sit, right?
Right. Talk about baby steps.
Baby steps, right? So
Sitting.
you're not going to just get to that walking stage. You have to build your abilities to get to that spot. And the timeline it takes to do that is different for every single person, right? So, because if you can't sit, you can't stand.
Yeah.
You need to be sit, then you have to be able to stand. Once you can stand, then we can start working on walking, right? And just like for walking to stairs, right? You're not going to put someone on the stairs who can't take some steps on level ground. So we have to always build, I always say it's the building blocks. We have to work through the building blocks to get to your goal. Sometimes, I'm always hopeful, maybe I'm selfish, I like to get people walking. I want to get you walking.
Yeah.
That brings me joy.
Me too.
But sometimes sometimes that happens after these doors, right? Sometimes we're working on the initial stages, and like even with your recovery, you've come so far since when you've left those doors to now with your mobility. Like it's not over here, but you have to keep working towards those goals, and walking is a goal for most people.
Walking is a goal for most, and I think a lot of those people that say walking is the goal, when they're saying I want to walk, they mean exactly like they did before.
Right.
And sometimes it's like refocusing and saying, okay, well, You might walk more slowly. You might walk with a cane. You might walk with a walker. You might need some of these things all the time, some of these things all the time. So even walking itself is so broad. There's so many different aspects of it.
Yeah. And you never want to take away the goal.
No.
The goal is important, right?
Huge.
Like,
for me, it was.
I think for most people, like, if you don't have that as a goal, like, if you came in and you said, I want to walk to me, and I said, maybe, that's not going to gain rapport. That's not going to motivate you to work with me and work towards that goal, right? I think we worked well together because I challenged you and we pushed you towards the goal, not necessarily, I didn't take it easy on you, really.
No, he did not.
Right?
Not at all.
Bit of a taskmaster.
I am.
He was, yeah.
But I think you thrived under that. Now, other people I might not be able to take that approach with, but I think for you, I think you needed that approach to keep pushing forward towards your goal, right? You thrived under that.
Oh, yeah. And I like sweating on you.
You sweated a lot.
So managing the expectations is tricky.
Yeah,
right?
it's tricky. It's a balance.
Balance,
Yeah.
for sure.
You want to keep the goal, but you also need to be realistic in the moment.
We will
And
always do
it's-
everything we can to get you as far or as close to that goal as possible.
Right.
But
And it's kind of three-pronged.
We can't change the injury.
yeah,
Can't change the injury. No. There's the patient, then there's the caregiver's expectations as well, and then the therapist's expectations. And trying to get those three to align is not always easy, I wouldn't think.
definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's hard for caregivers too, because I think I think you have two boats. You have the caregivers that just, you need to return to how you were, and they can't wrap their mind around the injury and what the consequences of that injury might
Not really
be.
understanding that
Yeah.
this is a life-altering injury.
And then you also have the caregiver that is the other extreme, that you've had this life-altering event and they want to do everything for you and take care of you because you've been injured. And there's a point where it's like, you need to back off to allow you to gain that independence piece. I would say that is a continuum,
Always.
but
Yeah.
you have to kind of balance that with the caregiver and
Yeah.
watch also for caregiver burnout,
Big time.
which we've talked about, and
Yeah.
I think you recognized.
Yeah. Yeah, we did two episodes on that
Yeah.
with the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, there's so much to take into consideration. And then with, setting the goals, the objectives, it's also, accepting the fact that, you know what, I'm not gonna be able to do these things again.
Or I might have to do them differently,
That's a better way of putting it. Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
with your hunting, we talked about how could you do it differently.
Yeah.
I went hunting last weekend.
Yeah.
Of course you did. I'm
Yeah.
happy for you.
Yeah, that's great. But
Wasn't that great? But there's a video coming on that.
you-
Stay tuned.
But you were able to give it a try.
We tried, yeah.
Yeah, that's
But now it's
fantastic.
just a whole
And now
bunch
you
of
can
things
problem
to change.
solve.
Tweak it.
Yeah,
and build
Yeah.
off of it. But
Yeah.
that's exactly
if
it.
you go thinking it's going to be exactly the same and perfect, probably
It's not. No.
Yeah.
Guaranteed it's not.
So does this mean you're getting a 3-wheeled bike?
Harley, yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow. Yeah, they're just really expensive.
Yeah.
2 wheels are expensive.
Yeah.
3 wheels are really
Well, it's
expensive.
a whole extra wheel.
It's a whole extra wheel. Yeah, 30% more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got my driver's license and that was approved that it has to be a trike.
Yeah.
3-wheeled, yeah. So grateful for that. So we'll ride again.
Because that was one of your goals too.
Big
To
time.
get your driver's license back
Yeah.
and to be able to ride again.
Oh yeah, no, we've been going through the list.
You-
Yeah, we're pounding them off.
Yeah.
Now we're setting new ones.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, it is. I think the one of the hardest, I have so many hardest things with this whole experience.
Well, you can say one of the hardest when there's 1,000 things.
That's true, yeah. So yes, setting the expectation. And then trying to deal with what I'm calling, I think I read it somewhere not too long ago, toxic positivity.
Oh, the worst.
You right? It's like, yes, you can. Don't say you can't do it. You know what? I'm laying on the ground. I can't do this. I have to accept that there are those limits.
I think you have to accept there's limits, but when we were trying new things, you couldn't think I can't do this, because then you wouldn't have either.
That's not toxic
Correct.
positivity.
No, I know, but it's
Yeah.
the balance
Yeah.
of it, right?
Yeah.
So like when you were trying something new, like stairs for the first time, if you thought I can't do this,
Yeah,
it wouldn't have been
Yeah.
successful.
right.
So I think there's a balance with that can't word.
Yeah. Well,
Totally.
we talked about in the cognitive group, we
Some
talked
things
about,
you can't, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Right.
can't, in that moment you couldn't drive.
Correct.
Well, we talked about the difference between toxic positivity and positive self-talk, and how they're like you can tweak things. Like someone saying, "Just keep working at it, you'll get there." That's toxic positivity, because you might not.
Right.
But positive self-talk is more like, "If I try, then I'll know."
Right. You got it. Yeah. And we're so receptive to these things, right? And which is why I think none of you want to give a prognosis, especially in the beginning 6 months. And that's all we want to know, right? Is, will I walk again?
But we don't know.
You don't know.
And I don't want to lie to you.
Correct. Yeah.
No injuries are the
So
same.
that's a fine line.
We can't even compare you to other similar injuries, because
Right.
no two people are the same. No
Yeah.
two injuries are the same.
Yeah.
Identical twins with the same stroke could have very different outcomes.
Crazy.
So we can't tell you.
You can't. No. So you just gotta push through and figure it out. Okay, I need to change that. Yeah. There's a few things I'll be changing about my next hunting trip. One is I'm not gonna go when it's muddy.
Smart.
Yeah.
That would change.
That
That would change
changed
things a lot.
Everything. Yeah. That was hard. I got a clip that I can't wait to put in this next video. Going through the mud, and I'm using a walker in the bush.
Just building the mud.
Oh yeah, yeah, it was ugly. Oh yeah, leaves, gravel, mud.
Oh, I
Yeah,
want to see this video.
it's pretty good. Yeah, but no falls, no injuries.
Good.
It was safe, which was the biggest thing for me.
Yeah. And if you maintain your safety, then you can keep building and
Yeah.
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 tweaking and getting it right.
Yeah.
Works for you and the people that are going out with you.
Yeah. And I didn't get drunk.
Yes. Win.
So yeah, we have this thing. I enjoy having some drinks, especially out
There are
hunting.
so many zero alcohol beers in the world.
What a waste of time.
I have made a really, really extensive list. I'm going to give it to you before you leave.
Okay. Of zero alcohol beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zero alcohol tequila, zero alcohol whiskey,
Really?
like name brand companies. I will not say the names, because otherwise that's like copyright, or maybe they'll sponsor you,
Maybe.
right? So like,
Or I'll have to give them a cut of the millions
exactly.
I'm
So
making.
I'm not going to say, but like top shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I
All
spent my
right.
summer taste testing.
Did you?
Yeah.
And you approve?
Most of them, yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
You've got his brain turning
I
Yeah,
right now.
yeah,
know.
definitely.
Well, I don't
I
want
might have to spike it with some actual tequila, though.
you can't tell the difference.
Really?
Cannot tell the difference.
Huh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want you to have a seizure. That's the last thing we need.
I don't drink
Right?
seizures.
No. Shame.
Most of the audience is American, so they don't know what a Caesar is.
Okay. I do not want you to suffer a seizure and
Yeah.
fall and have another brain injury.
That's been the biggest thing for me with the drinking is the imbalance.
The
Yeah.
imbalance, but it can.
Yeah.
Your brain chemistry is different after a stroke, and
Yeah.
alcohol
Keep saying
messes
that.
with that. Alcohol affects your blood-brain barrier and how
Yeah.
the blood and oxygen go through the brain and through the tissues, and we don't want another stroke.
No.
We don't want another stroke.
We do not.
We don't want a seizure
Please subscribe. Or just a bad fall.
or a bad fall.
Yeah.
Like, the risk is not worth it.
Mm.
We love that you came back to visit. Do not come back as a patient.
Only once.
I don't know if we could get you walking again. I can't. Maybe Sarah can.
Maybe. But we're not going to try it.
We're not going to try.
So, yeah, I had one beer all weekend.
Okay.
And it was good.
Okay. I
It
won't
was
shake
really
my
good.
fist too hard at you.
Good. So, yeah, learning those boundaries and where to set those goals and what to accept and what not to accept. That's a hard balance for us survivors is, well, for me, because I'm so driven, there's some things that I have to just accept that, okay, this is not going to work the same going forward. And that's probably harder for me than anything with doing this, is cutting back on that.
But the good thing is you have shown through all of this, you've been able to think through and problem solve those barriers, right?
Yeah.
Whereas,
Which is a huge
strength.
because you are still within that average,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Above average before, but you still
Way above.
but you still have average problem solving abilities.
Yeah.
Someone who started at average, had an injury, and went below to like borderline impaired or severely impaired would not be able to problem solve the way that you can.
I never thought of that. So what do? They rely on
Rely on
caregivers,
other people
other people.
or fail over and over.
Ugh. That'd be so hard. And you see people like that,
All the time.
really?
Yep. More people are like that than are like you.
Really?
Yeah.
For basic problem solving.
Basic problem solving is one of the biggest, you would say it too, it's one of the biggest challenges
Really?
after brain injury. That executive function, being able to plan and organize and react to new situations and tweak the problems. It's one of the biggest barriers for sure.
So I won the stroke lottery there.
I mean, if there was such thing.
Yeah. Well, there is.
As far as stroke symptoms,
Yeah.
you're still you.
Yeah, that's true. And they're not?
Not usually.
If you have changes of your personality, if you have changes to some of those problem solving skills or your memory, how much does your memory impact who you are? Right? So if you take away those memories,
Yeah.
And how much of your future planning depends on remembering how you did things in the past.
So much. I mentioned this in one of the other videos, is that story you told me about a husband who had a stroke, and the wife later said he's so nice now.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
I was laughing at it, and my wife and daughter kind of look at me. They said, "You're nicer now." So yeah, it did affect me in a similar way.
I think that's you reflecting though versus necessarily a personality change from the
Yeah.
I
injury.
think for you it was more of a choice.
And the humbling of going through everything I went through, yeah, made me a nicer person.
Yeah.
And then they're just lost.
Sometimes they come back.
Yeah?
Yeah, but never quite the same. But yeah, the neuroplasticity, and it has a lot to do with where your injury happens, like frontal lobe. That's where your personality lives, and that's
Right.
also where your executive functions live. So if that is impacted by the injury, then you're starting at a bigger deficit.
Well, thank you ladies very much for doing this.
You're welcome.
I had a blast.
We
I don't
won't do
know
one
if I-
more.
No.
One more?
Please subscribe.
That's Sarah's line.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. We will be back to this facility again in the near future, I'm sure. Because once everyone sees this, everyone's going to want to do one. Please subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
We'll have the finest things, carve our names in stone. We'll never die unknown.